Hello, everybody. Welcome back to PEEKABOOS. I am your host, Danny, here once again with Julie, and we have seen the 5 Nights at Freddy's movies. 10 Nights at Freddy's total. Double the Matthew Lillard, double the PETA from Hunger Games. I know your name, Josh. I'm sorry, I'm being a dick.
Joshy Hutcherson.
We go pretty far back with 5 Nights at Freddy's.
We do. So the game came out sometime in 2014.
Pretty close to a decade ago.
Yeah.
My first exposure to it was you coming over, hanging out, and being like, you gotta see this. And then we turned on the Markiplier Let's Play of the first game. So the games are fascinating. Made by a single indie developer, at least for the first handful of them, by the name of Scott Cawthorn. He, I believe, was tens of games deep. And I guess things just weren't hitting the way that he had liked. And one of the notes he got on the game before the one that would end up being 5 Nights at Freddy's is that an anthropomorphic squirrel person looked really creepy. So he decided to base the concept of the next game around the fact that the animation that he does looks kind of scary. So you land at 5 Nights at Freddy's, where you're essentially a night security guard at a Chuck E. Cheese. But there's
a twist.
But wait, there's more.
I'll be right back.
And this one's a screamer.
The animatronics
roam the facility at night. If the animatronics see you, they'll assume that you're an endoskeleton that doesn't have a suit, and they'll try to shove you into a costume. So you have to get through 5 nights of working there before you can quit, I guess. And then there's a secret 6th and 7th night in each game. And fun concept, brilliant concept. You're literally just sitting in your office trying to make sure these murder machines don't make their way in to mess you up, and it's all about conserving power and monitoring the situation. And I can't beat these fucking games, and it annoys the shit out of me.
Can you even imagine being the sole security guard at a haunted Chuck E. Cheese?
No. They're going to do what to me if they make it into the room? Jesus Christ. Right after the first game released, thanks to its YouTube presence, people doing Let's Plays of it, Markiplier, of course, being somebody that really popularized the game, Matt Pat with his game theory channel, really digging deeper into the lore and deciphering things. Scott hid a very subtle story inside the game, and the internet started just tearing it apart like it was a Dark Souls game.
It's such a simple concept, but it's so fucking terrifying.
And it's executed very well.
Perfectly. They still hold up.
The original games really have a special magic. Because once the first one took off, this dude was cranking them out every Halloween. And I mean, the series only took off from there. This in Zootopia really changed the game for furries. Obviously, after the massive success, they inevitably made it to film. So the first 5 Nights at Freddy's movie, my overall opinion, I didn't really enjoy it that much. Basic cast of the movie: Josh Hutcherson, recognizable from Hunger Games. Josh Hutch does a great job with what he's given. I just don't think he was given enough. Who played Vanessa? Elizabeth Lale. I don't think any of the performances in the movie are bad. I just don't think they were given enough context. Matthew Lillard packs a lot into the few scenes he has, but
he carried that fucking movie on his back. Single mother.
My biggest complaint with the first movie is that it doesn't really give you enough to eat in any category. It's not scary by itself. It's not engrossing as far as the characters. It's not engrossing as far as the plot. The animatronics look fucking amazing. Jim Henson's Monster something. They look incredible, but they also look CGI in a weird way. I don't know if it's an uncanny valley thing, but it weirds me out seeing them.
They look so perfect. They look fake. A+ for set design, costume design, and props. I have to agree with you on the performances, especially for a Blumhouse production. This is very, very tame for them.
I also think that they were just having trouble figuring out how they wanted the screenplay to go.
Yeah.
I don't want to be mean to anybody. I understand that adapting a game like 5 Nights at Freddy's into a movie can be difficult. They were trying to find their frequency.
Yeah.
Because they had a lot of people that they had to please. You can tell that they were trying to get a child audience, people that would buy the merchandise like the plushies, emerging horror fans.
Right.
On the other hand, you also have to satisfy the longtime fans, the person that played the first game.
Those of us who are in our 30s and 40s.
Yeah, right. So I can't say I recommend the first one to anybody looking for a horror movie or even a good B movie. You and I had fun watching it together, but when I watched it by myself,
The viewing that you and I did this evening was the second time I watched it. I watched it in the theater as soon as it had come out. The nostalgia part of it, like seeing it come to life on screen, I was really excited about. And like I said earlier, costume design, prop design, set design, it was fun to be immersed in that world. But I think that was the first time in the past couple of years that I'm like, I could have saved the movie ticket.
The series as a whole now, I think they're almost like 10 games deep.
And then there's like a bunch of spin-offs and...
Yeah, a lot of fan games. Something cool that Scott does is that the fan community for Five Nights at Freddy's just went through the ceiling after the game came out, and it's only compounded with each game. So there are people that would make their own versions of the formula, fan games essentially, and at a certain point he's like, well, submit your ideas to me, and I will license these under the actual property. So he's brought in a lot of the people that have been fans of the series over the course of the run of the games, which is cool. You incorporate the people that have become fans of your property. That's the biggest gift of creativity, is that it continues to inspire creativity. So there are 4 animatronics in the original Five Nights at Freddy's. A chicken lady named Chica, a bunny named Bonnie, a fox named Foxy, and a bear named Freddy. Boom, there you go. Those 4 characters are the basis of the entire series, because in each game there's like a new version of the animatronics to match a different version of the restaurant. And I mean, the characters are timeless at this point.
I think their merchandise started at places like Hot Topic and Spencer's. But I recently went into Five Below to get a few last minute Christmas presents, and it's everywhere. Lunch boxes, t-shirts, plushies, face masks.
Yeah. So I think we're ready to move into spoilers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Peekaboo.
We're now in spoilers for FNAF 1. I think that the movie would have worked better if they leaned into the B-movie aspects of it, because there was no real humor. The story essentially is of Josh's character, Mike Schmidt.
Real
piece of Schmidt, that guy. He's a mall security cop. He gets fired because he has trauma behind his younger brother being kidnapped when he was a child. So he's over defensive when it looks like a kid in the mall is being dragged away by a stranger. He beats the living shit out of some random dude, and they're like, you can't be doing that, buddy. You should have been a cop.
Right.
So he gets sent into Matthew Lillard, who's a rep at a temp agency.
And boy, oh boy.
He's just putting on the sauce.
I can't say it enough. They're like, listen, we have a budget, and about 75% of it is going to go to the 13 minutes of Matthew Lillard's screen time. We're going to get every single penny that we've paid. He does it as soon as he comes on screen. You're like, oh, Dad Gene in there. That's our boy.
Seeing that Mike is a bit of a problem child, the recruiter sends him to work at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Palace, Pizza Place, Pizza Party Palace Place.
Yeah, he's like, I don't think I have anything for you. And Josh Hutcherson's like, all right, dog, thanks.
And then Matt Lillard notices Mike's last name and clearly sparks something in him. So he's like, oh, we want to retain you for something.
He's like, wait a minute, I got a job. Pretty shitty.
It's bad. It's all night and it doesn't pay for shit.
No benefits.
But an asshole aunt is trying to take away Mike's younger sister. I don't know what the fuck her deal is. She seems like she doesn't need the money, but she's just like a power trip. But then she doesn't even like Mike's younger sister, Abby, at all. And
she doesn't like Mike either.
Yeah. And what happened to their parents? It's clear they're not in the picture anymore, but did they go hand in hand and dive off a bridge?
I don't know. What kind of trauma was this family suffering? Like their second child gets kidnapped on a family camping trip, and then they have a third child to try to fill the void, and then they
like, hey, we could just keep it going
die.
With these. Like people did in the old days when you lost kids to rickets.
Polio.
We'll just make some more.
Our boy Mike starts at Freddy Fazbear's. He is leaving his sister behind at home with
in the care of Max the babysitter.
And so he makes it through his first night without much incident.
So the fun thing about Mike at night is that he tries to lucid dream the moment where his kid brother was abducted.
In hopes of maybe remembering a license plate, maybe what the person driving the car looked like.
Any clue that could help him move forward with this, because he's clearly racked with guilt. He's, I'd say, late 20s. Abby, his younger sister, is like maybe 8.
Abby's like hella young.
Yeah.
Abby's like 10 years old. So like their parents...
Maybe they both died during her childbirth. So...
Then we find out Max, the babysitter, that trifling backstabbing hoe.
She's colluding with the aunt.
That's trying to get custody of
They
Abby.
meet at like Frost Diner or some shit. one early morn to try and the aunt. I don't remember the aunt name.
I don't either. I don't think it's important. Fuck that bitch. So
Mike's aunt is trying to get custody of Abby, so she's threatening the babysitter Max and her older brother.
Right. And so they come up with a harebrained scheme in front of the aunt's lawyer.
Doug, the goat.
Petrified lawyer. And she's like, listen, you gonna go up in that place that he's got this new job and you gonna wreck it so that way he gets fired and so I can make quick work of this custody battle.
And then I can destroy this family for some reason.
That's already suffered enough trauma. Younger child kidnapped in a really traumatic way. Both parents are dead.
So on the second night that Mike is watching over old Fredbear Pizza Time, the best character in the movie shows up, Vanessa. She's a plucky blonde female cop that has a pre-established relationship with the Freddy Fazbear brand. Although she seems to know more than she lets on, she's very nice to Mike, and when she
got
visits,
that ass.
she is very pretty as a lady. Whatever the fuck that means.
It's the
She got a little bit of something.
it's the uniform. It's
And
everything.
it's the little something in the eyes. It's an eagerness that bleeds into an insanity.
She got them crazy eyes.
She do. And I'm smitten.
So Vanessa busts up on the scene. She knocking on the door. She wakes up Mike because he fell asleep on the job. She's like, let me come in here, give you some lore about this place. Mike's like, yo, how you know so much about this place?
Yeah. It's especially sus because as a beat cop, she spends her entire shift inside a haunted pizzeria with some bum.
Yeah, her radio doesn't go off once.
Yeah, no one calls her to check on her location.
Nothing.
Almost like she has it turned off.
She just fucks off at 6 a.m. She's like, hope you make it through. Bye.
So now we're going to speed through the rest of this story. Here's the sitch. On the third day before Mike's third shift, Max, her weird brother, and then two random like Craigslist goons break in and wreck up the pizzeria. They are killed by the animatronics, but it's more just kind of like goofy jump scares. You actually don't get to see them. The cupcake's got a body count.
Some key grip just sprays some blood onto the screen, but you don't actually see any gore.
A dude literally goes into a closet, and then the lights turn on, and then there's something behind him, and then you hear him scream.
And then you get just a bloody handprint on the window.
Best screams in the movie, though. That bearded dude.
Demented R2-D2 just...
Goated.
Wow!
So, on the third night, since Max does not show up, Mike is forced to bring his little sister Abby with him to his night shift. Mm-hmm. He makes a nice little chair tent thing, little chair tent.
Did you ever make those as a kid?
Probably. Well, I had bunk beds, so I would just drape a
sheet
huge comforter over the bottom bunk, and then like, boom.
I did that too.
Legit.
Sorry.
Too legit to quit.
So he makes her a nice little bed, and he goes, all right, go to sleep. Don't leave this office.
Oh, wait. I don't think we established it yet. The animatronics are all haunted by the ghosts of children that were apparently killed, then stuffed in them. Because that's what we do here at Freddy's.
Stuffed crust and...
The ghost children kind of make contact with Abby, and they're like, we can be friends. But they also start appearing in Mike's dreams, and as they appear in his dreams, they offer Mike the opportunity to help him learn more about his kid brother's kidnapper, or...
Well, the first dream was they show up when Abby wasn't with him. Like, they just appeared and then they ran.
Yeah.
The second dream was actually him talking to them. And he's like, I just want your help. They're like, well, what would you give us? And he's like, anything.
Would you give us Abby?
Like the soul and body of your 10-year-old sister.
Living, by the way. Living 10-year-old sister.
Living. By the way, we know that your brother is super dead, dog.
And my man fails the speech test. He goes, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And then the moment he says, he's like, wait, why the fuck would I do that?
And everybody's gone.
Yeah, they're like, too bad you signed it in blood, fucker.
So Abby ends up befriending the animatronics.
Animatronic ghost robot children.
Then Vanessa walks in when Mike and his sister Abby are having this moment with the animatronics, and she like...
Oh, you met the ghost children that haunt this pizzeria.
You couldn't have mentioned this shit like 2 nights ago, dog. You gave me all of the lore of this place except that.
So... The children are kind of evil. They want Abby for themselves. They seem to be acting a little strange. They're vengeful ghost childrens.
Mike made a deal, though.
He did. That boy did the dumbest shit he could have done. So everything comes to a head when the animatronics snatch up Abby, and then they try to kill Mike. Mike is forced to use his judo skills to break free, and then he tries to escape because Foxy chased him, and then he wake up under the loving care of Vanessa's crazy ass.
I've taken you to the secret police outpost. I have more secrets.
Hey, you remember all the secrets I kept from you? There's more where that came from, buddy boy.
But wait, there's more. That's not going to get old.
Vanessa starts dropping it. She knows about the dead kids. She knows about Mike's younger brother's abduction. And guess who did it? Her daddy.
Her daddy.
Guess who her daddy is? Matt Lillard.
William Afton, a.k.a. Mr. Shit King Shit Pussy. He that gorilla. So yeah, she's like, BT dubs.
This is only the shit I can tell you in the first movie.
Right. I will say, for everything that we said before about, saving the movie ticket price, et cetera, the first movie was definitely world building.
You're learning about the lore. Since the lore of the series is so dense, they're trying to loop back and include every single thing that can establish this as a franchise. Because the plot of the first few games were very individual and very implied.
So, Vanessa's dad, William Afton, he's the villain. He's the kid killer.
He got a thing for animatronics, pizza places, and killing kids. It's those three things for the man.
He's a simple man with simple pleasures.
He's a simple man with simple needs. He needs a pizzeria. He needs to build robots, and he needs to kill kids with robots in a pizzeria.
And Vanessa's such a defeat. She's like, oh, and one last thing. You'll never be able to defeat him, so bye.
Yeah, this guy's pure evil. I'm not fucking with this. Good luck.
She just gives him a bunch of taser guns, and she's like, I hope everything works out.
So at this point, Abby's little ass is kidnapped by the animatronics, and they're trying to, push her into a meat grinder? I don't even...
They're trying to push her into...
making bad decisions. Smoking with cigarettes.
They're trying to push her into the doll suit.
The springing mechanism would snap and she would die in the suit, becoming another haunted animatronic in the place. So they could play their shitty little rock shows together every night. I don't know.
So...
there Mike comes to save the day.
Yeah, Mike sweeps in with his 17 taser guns and cattle prod. And he just starts fucking up the animatronics. He takes out Freddy and Bonnie on the stage. Chica's roaming around with Abby, trying to get Abby into the aforementioned porcelain doll suit. Foxy is just causing havoc somewhere in the hallways.
Mike reacquisitions Abby from Chica. They're trying to run their way out. The cupcake's hot on their tail. Starts biting Mike's leg. Abby bravely leaves him to die.
Sorry, Mike, gotta go. I'm 9, I'll run my own life now.
She was doing so well before, becoming friends with ghosts that want to kill her.
And then Vanessa comes in and she's like, I like this guy. I'm going to face my daddy and my daddy issues to try to help out.
My dad is close. I can feel his presence like Star Wars.
And then we're introduced to the Yellow Bunny.
Springtrap.
And that was Matthew Lillard's 7.5 minutes of his... All right, you keep talking. I've got to actually Google how many minutes of screen time he actually got.
So the movie's coming to a climax. Vanessa has ran into Abby. She's with an adult. This will be okay. Mike has tasered the cupcake and is now running to meet them. But oh no, right when things are starting to look up, Afton himself comes into the picture in his Springtrap costume, which is a big yellow bunny rabbit.
I grossly overestimated Matthew Lillard's total screen time.
We're not even hitting 13 minutes?
No! In the 2023 Five Nights at Freddy's movie, Matthew Lillard, who plays William Afton / Steve Raglan.
Raglan?
That was his cover name for the temp agency. Has approximately 4 to 6 minutes of total screen time.
How much did he get paid? Does it say?
No official figures, but he did sign a multi-film deal, which we know came to fruition because now he's been in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and 2, suggesting significant back-end participation, and as a major star, likely earned a substantial upfront fee.
So William, aka Springtrap, starts kicking the shit out of Mike.
Just starts two-piecing this motherfucker.
Yeah, everyone in this movie is shitting on Mike, and all he's trying to do is hold his world together.
I know.
Poor bastard. Vanessa tries to get in and do a save, immediately gets stabbed. You had a gun, Vanessa. You're a cop. You're just running up to this guy with his knife?
She shot him in, like, the chest plate, but that chest plate is, like, padded, and so he just runs that knife right through her uterus. She's not having children ever.
She doesn't need them, I don't think. There's some issues in this family.
This bitch would be a horrible mother. And Abby saves the day. Mike is like, look, Abby, you gotta help me out. You're so good at drawing. I need you to show the ghost children that William Afton, aka Yellow Bunny, is the true villain. He's trapped their souls in these animatronic suits. You've got to show them that they're being held prisoner and he's the one to blame and they should turn against him.
This is more implied than explicitly stated, and it frankly confuses me a little bit. But from what I can glean, the spirits trapped in these animatronics don't necessarily remember why they're in the situation that they're in. For whatever reason, William seems to have some kind of control over them. So there's a huge gallery wall of pictures that children have created while the pizzeria was active.
Kids are proud of that shit. Evie colors a picture almost everywhere we go, and she's like, will you hang this on your wall?
It must be nice to get validation from adults when you're a kid. So it would seem that the children's memories are now embodied in this photo wall. Everything they know about themselves, everything they know about their situation is contained in these little drawings. What Abby does is that she draws an image of the reality of the situation. The Yellow Bunny Man, William Afton, is the one that guided them to their deaths, their ultimate ends. And then they hate him immediately.
Seems legit.
So they drag him kicking and screaming into the rubble. The spring trap inside of his suit goes off and pierces his ribs. He's going to die. Our heroes limp outside and get adorable ass Vanny to a hospital where she's sure to appear in sequels. Mike gets his life together because I guess his aunt got beat to death by a ghost.
I think they mention her in the second movie.
That she's alive, but she fucked off.
I think she's, yeah, they do mention it. Yep, we'll get to that.
I'd say things are capped off pretty well. William appears to be dead or detained. The children that have been trapped inside the animatronics seem to find rest in the afterlife. Abby returns to school. She's better adjusted now, having had a strange experience with ghost children. And that's pretty much where the first movie ends.
Yeah.
All's well that ends well. Final thoughts on the movie?
I would recommend somebody see it if you are a horror fan that doesn't mind that there is going to be a slow build-up with this first movie, because they did a really good job visually. They
put a lot of work into it. It's a shame that the story
fell a little flat.
I think it's going to be kids that want to see this, and then their parents either watch it with them or something. It's for people that already like the series. They didn't do the work necessary to hook in new people. It's like pouring the cement to build on later. And it's not a full house yet.
I don't want to shit on it. And it's a fun little flick.
I feel the same way because I respect what they were trying to do, and it's an earnest effort to make a new IP work.
And it does feel like a phone scrolling movie. You can look up from your phone when interesting parts are happening, and then you can kind of fuck off and fade out and just fade back into the movie as you want to.
But were to make some recommendations instead of just being entirely negative, I think that they should have gotten like an auteur director to kind of like give it a unique spin. Because even if the plot's crazy or the characters are flat, like you should be having fun while you watch it. They should have leaned into the campiness a little bit more. It's a nonsensical situation to encounter haunted animatronics in a pizzeria.
There's no real humor to it.
Yeah.
The movie is based on a horror game that doesn't have like funny moments. But
there are moments of dark humor, but it's read between the lines.
Yeah, I think they missed quite a few golden opportunities that they could have interjected a little bit of humor into it. And it might have just livened up the corpse just a little bit.
Because the most unfortunate part of it is that it was just boring. You can have great movies, you can have bad movies, but they can both be fun to watch. If you make a boring movie, then there's almost nothing you can get from it.
And I think they should have made a clear decision on what audience they were going to appeal to.
By trying to hit every target, they missed every target. But if there's anything optimistic to say, is that the second movie pretty much solved every major issue I had watching
with the first movie. Yeah. Fear not, dear listener.
We just got back from Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and I had a great time.
I did too.
In every single category we had a complaint, they bumped it up a handful of points. The acting's a lot better. The characters are better defined. The story is more interesting. They jam in more humor, more campiness. They play up the absurdness of the situation, and they actually make scenes scary. The first one was never scary.
And I feel like more gore, too.
Yeah, because you're wondering why should I be afraid of these big machines?
Then they crush a man's head.
A lot of good things to say about the second movie.
The budget has been upped.
We have more money this movie.
More locations.
I'd say the writing got a lot sharper. The filmography, much, much better, too. I was surprised at how many scenes were composed in ways that just felt very satisfying. For example, there's a scene where Abby has left the house and Mike comes home in a panic looking for her. So you're down the hall and you see Mike come in the door and he goes off frame into an adjacent room, but there's a note on the door facing the viewer that Mike can't see because he's just closed it and walked in. And we're slowly starting to pan into the note, and then you hear the footsteps come from behind the camera's point of view, and then it immediately switches to Mike the moment he grabs the note. It kept your attention visually, and the pacing was good. It has a perfect way of catching childhood nostalgia for millennials, while still being like something that I'd say younger generations can grasp too.
Yeah. Let's dive into Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Things are going pretty good for our boy Mike and his little sister Abby. He's getting his shit together. They've got a little house that they're trying to fix up, paint, make it look nice.
He's got a stable job, which we never see him work.
And him and homegirl Vanessa, she's feeling better. She's out of the hospital, taking a little reprieve from being a police officer because she was so shitty at her job. And it seems like Mike and her are giving it a little shot romantically.
They're going out to dinners together. They have a trauma bond.
The old trauma bond.
The old, my dad tried to kill you and your little sister and successfully killed your brother, along with many other children. She's got batshit crazy girl vibes, but like lawful batshit crazy girl vibes. She's got those choke me eyes.
So things are going well. Abby's doing pretty well at school. She's got a horrible science teacher who is Wayne
Knight, Newman himself, from Seinfeld.
See, nobody cares. We get a little flashback scene to 1982, and it builds up a little bit more of the lore of Freddy Fazbear's and Vanessa's backstory, and gently introduces our new character, the Marionette.
The movie begins on a flashback to what I think is canonically the second location. Mm-hmm. That's something you're going to learn about these movies. Each game is essentially a new version of the chain.
And the information that they gave you in the games wasn't always necessarily in order. One of the parts of the game was like that it was a puzzle and you had to put the pieces together, and they weren't always necessarily in
linear order.
Yeah, in linear order.
The second game in the series is Five Nights at Freddy's 2, obviously. A sequel to the first game, but it's a secret prequel after you beat it.
Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah. So the second movie begins on a flashback to set up the core villain. Since it follows the events of the second game, there's a whole new line of animatronics, specifically a new character called the Marionette, which is probably the spookiest fucking character of the entire series.
So scary.
Imagine like a Slender Man, but with a mask that is always crying and smiling.
It's kind of like the mask from Spirited Away. Like, what are those called? Kabuki masks?
No Name is the character you're referring to?
No Face.
No Face. So the Marionette character is like this really skinny, live puppet. This flashback scene takes place in the pizzeria. It's a kid's birthday, and there's a little excluded girl sitting at the stage waiting for the show. She's clearly very connected to the animatronics because, as young kids do, they connect to things that bring them joy if they don't have any people in their lives to connect to. This little girl sees that William Afton, in his bunny costume, is pulling a young boy into a back room. So she tries to get the help of adults in the pizzeria, and they all just kind of brush her aside. It's the 80s. Children don't have a voice.
Parents are negligent.
Every single parent is just like, hey, I'm trying to drink Coke.
This is the generation of parents that actually had to have a TV ad that said, it's 8 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Yeah, you have kids. Are they alive? Could you find out?
She's like, fine, I'm going to solve this shit myself. And Vanessa grabs her. She's like, wait, dog. My daddy a bad man. And our girl's like, no, I'm going to try to save this kid. So she goes in the back room and she scoops the little boy up. And
she jukes old Springtrap.
But not without getting stabbed 3 times in the back.
So she dropped the little boy
onto the stage.
Right for everybody to see. She falls forward, having been stabbed.
She slumps over the trap door for the marionette. It opens
and so,
up.
Showtime happens, and the marionette carries her little dead body out. So now her soul is attached to the puppet monster. I'm sure this will have no negative consequences. So now we flash back to the present. All of our characters appear to be doing well. Except in school, Abby seems to miss her little ghost friends. She is popular?
It seems like she's more confident now versus popular.
It doesn't seem to be helping her socialize with other people.
Yeah, her best friend is this little mop
Scrawny
top.
little... Honestly, given the choice between this kid and ghost robots, I'd drop him 9 times out of 10.
So we're introduced to some tertiary characters that help carry the story along, and that is the spooky Spectre gang, a ragtag team of a young blonde girl and her 2 cronies that are making a little ghost hunting TV show, and they decide to go to Freddy Fazbear's One, the original location that had everything. It had a fucking boat ride that you rode into a tunnel full of marionette dolls. The Spectre gang meet a very creepy man.
And his name happens to be Michael. How about that? He's the security guard for that location.
Played by Frederick James Carter, who is the budget version of Cillian Murphy.
Or Michael C. Hall.
Oh, shit. So he leads them into Freddy Fazbear's One. He's like, sure, you can do your little ghost hunting show here. And so they go in and they do the worst possible thing that you can do in this scenario, friends. They split up.
You know what's interesting? The last movie we did for Peekaboo, Ghost Hunting Crew, led by a little blonde girl.
So one kid sneaks off and goes into the tunnel of love. Homeboy takes Blondie up on stage with the camera guy, and Blondie's like, y'all hear that music? She's got headphones on. They're like, we don't hear anything. She's like, I'm gonna stick by the stage where all the animatronics are. I'm gonna check some shit out. You guys go ahead. So creepy dude takes camera guy, and they continue to survey the rest of the restaurant. And she is following the music down into the basement, where she finds a very creepy present.
And guess what's inside?
The marionette.
AKA Charlotte. And Charlotte is pissed.
And Charlotte needs a new body to inhabit.
So she possesses the blonde girl. Meanwhile, upstairs, Michael continues to make the most incriminating facial expressions humanly possible.
Immediately guilty.
Yeah, I don't care what evidence there is, just his face.
We circle back around to Mike and Abby, and Abby is trying to enter the school science fair. She's in a robotics class, and her teacher's a dick and tries to get her to not submit. Why is he such a dick to her?
He just seems to single her out for ridicule.
So he has singled Abby out. He's like, listen, your robots are shit. You're shit. You suck.
You know how we're having that science fair?
I'm glad your parents are dead.
Stay home.
I'm glad your brother's dead.
Stop smiling with your weird horse teeth.
I hope everything bad in life happens to you and only you. He is just shitting on this little girl.
And then her little ginger cohort is like, don't worry, he does it to everybody.
Yeah, don't
Your
take
children. Report him.
Don't take it personal.
This is the year 2002. Y'all have rights.
So Abby's like, fuck this. She had gone to Freddy Fazbear's to fix her friends.
So the line that Mike feeds her is that he's going to go to the pizzeria from the first movie and fix up the animatronics because Abby misses her friends. She's not getting along with actual human beings. Mike doesn't intend to actually fix them. That's probably not a thing he can do, and it's also
kind of impossible because they're not.
They may not,
there.
In fact, be attached to those robots no more.
So Abby figures it out when she goes to fix her friends. Not even the ghost children are there to talk to her, to tell her what's wrong.
Mike finds her. He's very comforting. He's like, listen, I get it. Like, life is tough. Mike's life has clearly been a fucking nightmare from top to bottom. So he's very, like, sympathetic to his younger sister. They kind of talk it out, agree to do a little bit better on each other's terms. And she finds a cool toy in the rubble to take home with her. It's like a speak and spell.
Take a little piece of Freddy's with you to always remember it by. We'll just go home.
So no sooner than they get home does this speak and spell start talking to Abby and bring her to the location where Charlotte was murked up.
A, B, B, Y.
You ain't got no alibi, you ugly.
Abby, help us. Her emoting is really good.
It is when it's negative emotion. When it's positivity or even just line delivery, she seems kind of weird and stilted. But she's got to be like 15.
She's got to be.
We can't all be the Stranger Things kids.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We can't all be Millie Bobby Browns, okay? Abby is coerced by the spirit of Chica through the speak and spell to come help them.
Little does she know this is not actually the spirit of her friend from the former movie. It is Charlotte talking through the
Hot
animatronics.
The one that's at the original Freddy Fazbear's. Quote unquote, Hot Chica is like, listen, I'll help you find me. Abby is led to the original Freddy Fazbear's, comes in and is like, what the fuck? Why are y'all here? Like, y'all are made of hard plastic now. Like, Chica, you got breastises. You wearing pink panties. But Chica's like, this is just how I look now. And she's like, all right, cool. Can you help me with my science fair? My teacher's a dick.
He is a dick, but she also has no talent. And she decides to just pass off.
She's 10 years old.
She decides to pass off the work the animatronics helped her with as her own work. And this fucking dickhead just does the accidental drop and like, oh, sorry, I'll just give you an A, go home. And she runs off crying.
And then she heads back to Freddy Fazbear's and she's like, Chica.
They broke my science project. Help.
Will you be my new science project?
He didn't build her. She didn't build Chica. So it's like finding a cool rock and bringing it in.
The background of what's happening in the town while all of this other shit is happening is FazFest. The town has become obsessed with Freddy Fazbear's, and they are having basically like a carnival. Like,
this is the town where the Mothman showed up, or we're right outside of Area 51. It's become the town identity, and everyone's kind of throwing a little local party for it.
And it is a cliff note that Mike Schmidt's aunt may have had something to do with making FazFest so blown up.
We don't know what happened to Mike's parents. We don't know what her role is, and they're saving that for future movies, probably. And that's another compliment to this movie, is that there's a lot going on. It never got boring. The first movie was kind of like a desert. It dragged along, and this one's kind of just like fireworks. There's something new every time your attention resets.
The first movie was pulling back the slingshot, and then number 2 was letting go, and everything just came flying at you. So Abby brings sexy Chica to the science fair like, hey, you dropped my robot? Here, I got a life-size one. And the science teacher is like, triple double fuck you. I told you to go home. How are you going to try to cheat? You got somebody in a costume showing up. This isn't a science fair. He calls her an embarrassment. He goes, you're an embarrassment to me in this school.
There's a lot to lay on an 11-year-old.
Yeah, at the worst possible time in her life, not only because her parents have died and her big brother has died, but also like she's probably starting to go through puberty. He's just shitting on her. So the science teacher stomps away from the science fair. Abby is heartbroken, and sexy Chica's like, don't worry, I'm gonna go see what's going through his head.
And she sure does.
She fucking smashes that shit like a walnut, dog.
I like the fact that they got a bigger budget for this movie so they can bring in more like cameo roles. Older horror movie viewers would immediately recognize Matthew Lillard.
Skeet Ulrich.
The Gen Zs, millennials that grew up with Five Nights at Freddy's would go, oh, that's Matt Pat. And in this movie, you get Wayne Knight, who's probably like the ultimate that guy character. He acted his ass off. He was really fun. The classic trope of building up a really shitty character just to have them smashed like a watermelon later on.
Yeah. We leave the science fair, and Vanessa has been kidnapped by Charlotte, a.k.a. the marionette.
Yeah, so the moment that things start popping off again, she's like, oh, this isn't the pizzeria from the first movie. This is the original one, the predecessor. So Vanessa goes to confront Charlotte. Charlotte has possessed the body of a cute blonde girl. How is every blonde girl in this series crazy? The aunt, Vanessa, and then the girl whose name I don't remember. I thought she was going to become a more important character. But
I thought she was too, but they were like, nah, we're going to kill this bitch off.
And then later in the movie, Charlotte unpossesses her and she's just dead.
Yeah, she dead. She real dead. So Mike Schmidt comes to Freddy Fazbear's because he has befriended the father of Charlotte, the little emo girl that was killed.
And the father of Charlotte is Henry Emily, who is the creator of the animatronics.
And it's played by Skeet Ulrich.
He's also William Afton's partner.
Mike's like, I gotta go fucking save the day again, I guess. And Skeet's like, whoa, wait. So listen, you can control the ghost of my dead, vengeful daughter with this music box there. I've been meaning to do it. I've been meaning to run this errand, but you're headed there anyway, so if you could just...
Here's the MacGuffin, Mike. Good fucking luck.
And he really pulls you in with, like, the dad who, like, lost his little girl. He's like, I was a horrible father. So, hey, if you could drop off that music box. God bless Mike. He's like, my little sister cannot keep away from these furries.
But sour news for Mike, Abby is no longer at the pizzeria. She's out in town doing her thing.
With sexy Chica. But Mike finds Vanessa locked up in a locker, and he saves her ass.
You're a cop, Vanessa.
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to have some kind of formal training? Aren't you the daughter of a serial killer? He didn't imbue you with any kind of sense of, William Afton taught his children to be special or some shit. The things this movie's going to do for the kink community, I tell you.
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown. Vanessa. But Mike unties Vanessa. He gets her out of the locker. He's like, we got to save Abby. She'd stay away from...
we at it again.
So Vanessa takes him to the command center for this location. And she's like, all right, listen, they're running amok around town because the marionette
controls all of the toy era hard plastic animatronics.
And she's like, listen, you gonna stay here? You gonna shut this shit down? We're gonna be communicating via walkie-talkie. I'm gonna go around town and track them down. We're gonna solve this problem together.
Which is a great move for the movie because Mike gets to stay behind in the pizzeria and try to deactivate the animatronics. And you essentially go through the gameplay mechanics of the second game.
There's no door. And you only get an old Freddy mask.
To try and fool the animatronics into thinking that you're one of them so that they won't try to stuff you full of shit.
And I have to say, that specific setup was probably my favorite of the movie.
I'm surprised they didn't do almost exactly that in the first movie. Because they had all the set dressing of the original game, but they never had a moment where you had to actually...
do the gameplay. I guess you could kind of count like Mike going through several nights there and surviving.
And I mean, let's be fair, it would be boring to just incorporate the gameplay and pretend that's the story.
Yeah, that whole drawn out scene was just really beautifully done.
But they also make the brilliant move of having the animatronics empty into the town so that you've got like the Michael Myers thing of like a little girl's being tucked in and then the animatronics outside her window.
You gotta reel this shit in. So Mike is trying to figure shit out with the internet and fool the animatronics. He keeps hearing the disembodied laughter of ghost children.
Balloon Boy specifically. Balloon Boy is a low son of a bitch. That's another thing I really appreciate is that the actual animatronics acted like they would in the game.
Yeah, they just pop up.
As somebody that really enjoys movies, I didn't think that would be as important to me as it is, but it tickled me in a way that nothing in the first movie did.
Yeah.
Balloon Boy, he's not something that actively attacks you. He'll call other animatronics to you and just like laugh and be annoying.
Yeah.
And Mike rips his fucking head off.
He does.
And you know what? There's the camp.
I know.
There's the humor.
It's so good. So Mike fools the animatronics. Meanwhile, Vanessa is driving batshit crazy through town.
The mangle is on the top of her car. So let's break down the animatronics real quick. In the original movie, there's the four, Freddy, Foxy, Chica, Bonnie. Mm-hmm. In this movie, you have the same Freddy, Foxy, Chica, Bonnie, except there's the toy versions of them, the hard plastic, where they kind of look more modern, but it's actually an older version. And then there's like scrapped versions of them where they use for parts. The scrapped version of Bonnie doesn't have a face. If you ripped off everything above the jaw, but below the forehead, open exposed robot face, it's my favorite design in the entire series. And
really?
It really is. It's so fucking cool. And then in the toy line of animatronics, there's a Foxy that's pink and white. They tried to have an attraction where it's like, hey, assemble your own animatronic. And the kids, of course, couldn't fucking do it. So it's just like this mangle of parts. So this thing is on top of Vanessa's car as she's trying to go into town and warn and help people. Vanessa. And something I like about this movie, it's something that's also brought up in Marvel films, is that the heroes actually save people.
Yeah.
In this movie, Vanessa actually pulls a couple people out of the fire and saves them from the animatronics. I think that's wholesome and good for a kid's movie.
Yeah.
If this were like a boilerplate scary movie, you know, you'd have your handful of obligatory deaths, which, you know, we got in the pizzeria. But outside in the world, like, you're actually able to defend people, which
And the science teacher ate it, but he fucking deserved it.
He had it coming.
The movie's coming to a crazy close. We've got Abby with Sexy Chica, coerced again to be a dead child animatronic.
So Charlotte possesses the little blonde girl, drops the little blonde girl to
like a bad
hide
habit
inside of Toy Chica's tummy tum to possess Abby. They come home to find Abby possessed by her. Scary as shit.
So if you've ever been to an Insane Clown Posse show, it's worse than that.
So Abby's possessed for a little bit. They help her be not possessed. And now the marionettes run out of the room.
But then in walks Michael, the security guard of Freddy's 1. And what's Mike's last name, Danny? Afton.
Matt Lillard's son and Vanessa's older brother. Bum, bum, bum. Hey, have you ever dated somebody with the same name as a sibling? Probably not, right?
No.
Good job, Vanessa. She's the perfect amount fucked up. I love that girl.
So Michael Afton is like, yeah, I'm trying to fulfill our father's legacy, dog. Like, get on board, sis. And poor Mike Schmidt is like, is there any more goddamn...
How many more secrets will I suffer?
Fuck. I'm trying to make this work with you, but goddamn, bitch. Oh, yeah, so this is my brother. And he's trying to fulfill my dad's legacy.
It's not even her only brother. I got bad news for you, Mike. There's going to be at least 3 more movies.
Bitch, you got some siblings and I don't like it. Unforgivable. So Mike's like, well, we can't have that shit. Boss fight ensues. The animatronics are just stalking towards them. And it really looks like the gang is really going to get it this time.
There's this heartbreaking scene where Vanessa's arguing with her brother Michael. Michael's like, we have to continue our father's work. Really trying to convert her over to the side of evil. You're a part of our family. And she's like, I have my family. Standing
in front of Mike and Abby, trying to shield them. And who comes in to save the day but...
the animatronics from the first movie.
Yep.
The ghost kids are still there and they want to help.
They save the day. They fuck up the animatronics from Freddy's 1.
The threat is neutralized. Michael Afton's been kicked in the balls thoroughly.
But after they defeat the animatronics from Freddy's 1, they start fading. The lights start flickering. They start powering down. Abby's like, are they dying? Vanessa's like, they're not meant to be outside of Freddy's. And the ghost child shows up and he's like, if it's all right with you, we're kind of done haunting fucking animatronics for a closed pizzeria.
Oh, and we've been keeping William Afton's ghost attached to the robot, but since we're leaving, y'all are going to have to deal with that shit now. Bye!
Your problem. Bye! And, you know, you think that once again, Mike is going to walk off into the sunset with his little sister Abby. And this even furthers the trauma bond between Mike and Vanessa. Mike just turns to Vanessa and he's like,
fuck off.
Don't follow us. I never want to see you again. And
she's had enough crazy bitch for the night.
Yeah, and she's just left kind of standing there in the doorway of Mike's house. He tells her that he doesn't want her, and he
leaves his own house.
Yeah, he's like, "Come on, Abby, let's go." And he walks out of his house and leaves
to, I guess, set up for the third movie. And then Vanessa's in the house crying like, "What the fuck?" And then she gets possessed by the marionette. Vanny's here, baby.
Her eyes start to glow.
And then it cuts off. It looks like the third movie will be a direct sequel, taking place the same evening. My thoughts overall, everything improved in this movie. It was the experience I wish I had had with the first one, and I'm excited to see where they go with it.
No, I agree.
Honestly, I don't think they left anything on the table.
No stone unturned.
Yeah.
No. Definitely worth the movie ticket. I don't know if you noticed, but the girl that was sitting to the right of me and the boys that were sitting to the left of you, I could tell that they were fans of the games and stuff, and the girl next to me was talking about it, so that was really cool.
For people that love the series, I think this movie's going to scratch the itch.
Yeah.
It performs much better as a movie instead of just a presentation of lore. Nothing scared me in the first movie. Nothing helped me elicit that much emotion except for Vanessa.
Vanessa!
But there are so many enjoyable parts of the this movie, whether it was the pacing, the action, the funny characters, the campiness. Jim Henson Productions did work on all the animatronics, and everything looks great.
So good.
Almost too great. It's like I just can't see it as real under any circumstance.
I think I can, but that's because I've looked at a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's cosplay.
Oh, that's hot. Okay, what are your criticisms of the second movie? These are nitpicks, things that didn't obstruct my enjoyment of the movie. The animatronics are heavy. They clomp like Godzilla, but when they're jump scaring you, they'll just kind of magically appear where they need to be to,
Yeah, the continuity on that.
It's like they're either already where they need to be and you didn't hear them get there, or the slow build of them coming is something to establish tension.
But with that being said, do you think that they were trying to hold true to how it is in the gameplay sometimes, where they're able to sneak up on you?
Folks, I'm just trying not to think too hard about it, because I had a fun time with the movie.
Okay. I don't think I have any major criticisms, because I think it was such an improvement from the first movie for me. I'm like, they hit it. And now I'm excited for the third.
Yeah, after watching the first one, I was like, God, there's fucking more of this. Now I'm like, hey, there's more of this.
Yeah.
Which is where you want to leave an audience.
And it's kind of funny because I feel like oftentimes when you have movie franchises, whether you only get one sequel or if it's a whole shebang where you get like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies, it's oftentimes the first movie is like they hit it so far out of the park that movies 2, 3, and 4, you're like,
they just fall flat immediately.
Can we just fucking wrap this up?
I don't have a problem with sequels building steam.
Yeah, it was good. All right.
Thank you for sticking around with us, folks. We'll do the third one eventually.
We're fucking tired of shit.
And you know what? Where was Markiplier?
Shout out my girl Megan Fox.
Voice of Chica. You know what they were doing there. A fox voicing a chicken. Absurd.